Hi guys! Some of you may know that I am a musical theatre student, so today I thought I would share with you my audition makeup. With my audition makeup I like to use it to enhance my face and keep it quite natural but also sweatable. And what I mean by that is if I'm in a dance class I don't want something that is so strong that if I sweat it's going to drip or smudge or look ridiculous. So I like to go for something that is soft and that will wear off quite naturally and look okay if I sweat through it. I'm going to talk you through it rather than doing a voiceover because talking through it I feel is just more fun. Starting off with my base, I'm doing the same one I do every day, which is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum mixed with some white foundation because I am very pale. And I'm using the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. So I mix both of those colours on the back of my hand with the brush and then just put it all over my face. I usually sort of dab it around areas and then blend it in. I have a mirror down here, which is why I'm looking down there. I blend my foundation in with a foundation brush. I personally find it gives me the best finish and I don't really like getting my hands covered in things anyway, so this works best for me, and I usually use sort of a circular motion. Then moving on to concealer, I use Collection 2000's Lasting Perfection concealer, although they don't call themselves Collection 2000 anymore, it's just Collection. Don't really know why. I think they're forever going to be known as Collection 2000 even if they change their name. I like to put my concealer on the tops of my eyelids all the way up to my eyebrow and in the inner corner because I feel like it really brightens my eyes and it also works as a primer. And another thing I do, which possibly might be a bit odd because I've never seen anyone else do it, is I take the product that's on my finger and I run it along the waterline of my eye like that. So it works in the same way as a nude eyeliner, but I don't have one of those, so I just do it like this. Now moving on to powder, to set all of this I use the Clear Complexion powder. This is basically the same as the Stay Matte powder, that they're both by Rimmel and they're the same to me. I don't really know, they've got different packaging, but this is my favourite powder ever. It's so cheap and it's really good and it just does the job perfectly. And I'm using a really old brush from the Body Shop. I like to pat on my powder rather than swirling it because I feel like if I pat it, it keeps my makeup where I put it rather than moving it all around. Next, moving on to eyes, and I'm going to use some MAC eyeshadows. Excuse my palette, it just gets everywhere. So it is clean, it's just the eyeshadow sort of having a moment and jumping out onto the palette. And I'm using a Topshop eyeshadow brush. The first colour I'm taking is this one here, which is Shroom by MAC, which is a highlight. Any highlight colour will do, it doesn't have to be MAC. And I put this all over my eyelid, but mainly concentrating it on the inner corner, because if you put it in the inner corner it brightens up the eyes. Then I'm taking Amber Lights, which is this gold colour, and I'm putting that in the crease. I try to keep the colours natural and neutral because I want to look like myself. The whole idea in audition makeup is just to enhance what you already look like. So you're just trying to look like the best version of yourself. It's very important to look like you rather than to put on a big ridiculous amount of makeup and not look anything like you do naturally, because at an audition they want to see you. Next I go in with a very small amount of this warm brown colour, which is called Down Brown, I think, possibly, I don't know. And I take a very small amount of that very light-handedly and put that in the very outer crease. My camera just cut out, but all you missed was me putting this colour along the lash line with an angled brush. I'm halfway through applying mascara, and the mascara I'm using is the Rimmel London's Volume Flash. And I put a very small amount of this on my lower lashes. All I do is just touch it very gently because I don't want spider legs on the bottom of my eyes. Next up is brows, and I'm using eyebrow wax from Redhead Revolution, which is amazing. If you are a redhead and struggle to find products, I will link them below, they are brilliant. First off, I'm going to brush through my brows just to put them in the right place. Then using the angled end, I'm just taking some product and popping it on my eyebrows. I don't really do anything different to my eyebrows, I just sort of fill in anywhere that looks a bit sparse, and that's it really. My eyebrows don't actually look that different when they're done, they just look a little bit neater. One thing I do to help me find the shape of my brow is I frown, because that puts a really nice arch there, if you can see, so it makes it easier to find that nice angle. And then I brush through them again to make sure there's no harsh lines and it's all blended and looks soft. Next is blusher, and at the moment I am using Sweet Cheeks by Natural Collection, which is quite a dark dusty rose kind of colour, and I'm using the blush brush from Real Techniques. As I'm so pale, I try to be really light-handed with my blush, and sometimes people tell me I'm not wearing enough. Like whenever I do a show and I feel like I've packed it on loads, people say, oh, you can't really see it. But I would say just sort of, you want a natural soft look, you don't want it like a big pink stripe on the side of your face. Did you hear that plane? That was huge, that was so loud. Then to brighten the face and bring some light to it, I'm using the Glow All Out highlighter from Soap & Glory on the Real Techniques setting brush. And I'm putting this on the top of my cheekbones, under my eyebrows on my brow bone, and down my nose. Then the last thing I do is I use some lip scrub. This one is Bubblegum from Lush. Then I will finish with some lip balm. This one is Cherry Chapstick. If I'm doing a jazz class, which is involved in pretty much every musical theatre audition, then I will usually put on red lipstick. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you're new here, take a moment to subscribe. I upload videos every week and they're always slightly different. So have a look on my channel and see if it's something you might be interested in. And if it is, make sure to click the subscribe button. Leave a comment for me in the comments below. I love interacting with you guys, and I shall see you very soon. In fact, I will see you next week. Thank you very much for watching. I love you guys. Bye! Hi guys! Today I'm going to be doing a letter to my 25-year-old self.